What's there to say?
Hey, I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the 2019 Plus Global Auditions and my experience. I'm going to be sharing some of my thoughts about the auditions and sharing some of my tips towards the end of the video, so be sure to stay towards the end to get some of those tips. Alright, to start off, I'm going to talk about what I had to do first, and that is the online application submission. And so basically for the online submissions, I had to submit my contact information, so like my email, phone number, address, and my personal information like my height and weight, and also I had to submit photos, and I also sent in a video. I applied for the dance category, and there was a dance and a vocal category for these auditions, so I applied for the dance, so I sent in a dance video. I also auditioned for the New York location, and the New York location was held for one day, so I applied for that one. And I don't live in New York, so I had to fly there to get to the audition venue. So after I sent in my first application, I received a confirmation email that has an overview of all the information that I sent in, and they also gave me a QR code that I'm supposed to show at the actual venue to when I get there. Only some people were chosen to actually go to the venue to audition, and that is if you got the second email with the location and the time that you're supposed to be there. So I got the second email a week before the actual New York auditions, and the second email gave me the date, the time, and the location of the venue. So I immediately booked a flight to New York. I flew there and I drove to the actual venue. And for my application, I sent in, I think I sent in ITZY's 달라달라. I'll try to find the video and I'll try to put it up, so if I can find it. Alright, so let's talk about when we got there. So when I got there, they let everyone in, and we all got these QR codes. We got these QR codes to actually enter into the building for the auditions. They said you will need to show us the second email, but they never checked the second email, but they checked the confirmation email with the QR code on it. So they checked that, and once we got in, they gave us a number sticker to put on our right side here. And my time slot was 3 p.m. and there was, I think they started at like 11 a.m. or maybe 12 p.m. But when I got there, it was 3 p.m. and my number was 719. And there were hundreds of girls after me too, so I'm pretty sure they had at least 1,000 people that day. And they also gave me this Plus Global Audition ticket thing, kind of. And so like this is kind of like proof that I was there. So I was there, and they also gave me this Plus Global Audition sticker I put on my notebook where I keep track of all of my stuff, and I really like this. I was supposed to put my name at the bottom down here, but I don't want to ruin it, so I've always kept it like this and used it as like a bookmark. So that's that. So after we got our nameplates, they checked our QR codes and they got us checked in and everything. They split the applicants into dance and vocal. So there were 2 rooms with like lines of chairs down. And I applied for dance, so I went to the dance side. And there were 10 chairs in each row. So there was a little girl in front of me, and then I was next, and then there were 8 other people behind me. So the girl in front of me, she was born in 2007, so she was really young. So, and this was 2019, so she would have been
One eternity later.
She would have been 12. I don't know why that took so long, but she would have been like 12 then. So 12 or maybe 11, maybe 12 or 11. So she would have been 12 or 11, so she was really young. Yeah, I auditioned for dance. So when they called us in, we had to like go through like an elevator and some stairs to actually get to like the audition studio where we actually had to like showcase our talent. When we went in, I'll put a diagram up somewhere. I made a diagram, but like when we went in, there was a table on the side where we put all our bags and stuff. There was a table across the floor where we had to all stand, all 10 of us. And there was another tape, like maybe like 2 feet up with like an X, I think. There's like another tape where the one person stands to audition. And there's a table at the front with the judges sitting there, and there's a camera in the middle. So we're all standing there, and then when it's our turn, we have to go give our phones up to the person to plug it in to play the music so that we can dance. And the first girl that went in front of me, the 2007, the really young one, the 12-year-old one, she went first. She was doing okay, but I was also looking at the judges' expressions and how they were reacting to what she was doing, because I wanted to see what they were looking for. But the two of the judges, they were like really attentive and they were like watching, but the lady behind the camera, she was just staring down at her laptop the whole time. Like she was not looking up at all, so that kind of scared me. She was doing okay. She was kind of offbeat, but she was okay. But when it was my turn, I danced to Ariana Grande's Greedy, and I danced to a choreo from the show Dancing High. And one of the girls, she had a choreography that she used on the show, so I learned her choreography, and that's what I did for the audition. When I was dancing, I just went full out, like full out 1000%. I was also looking at the judges' expressions to see if what I was doing would make their expressions any more different. But the lady behind the camera, she looked up and she was like looking at the other people down side to side, and they were like nodding and smiling. So that was like, so I felt kind of good. I thought I did pretty good. I wasn't really like regretting anything, like I should have done this more, I should have done that more, but I was pretty happy with my audition. After we were done, we were told to go out to the building, and then I flew home basically. Nobody in my group was held back though. There were some girls that were held back, I heard. There wasn't anyone in my group. And I didn't get anything back, so... Alright, next I'm gonna talk about some things that I noticed about these auditions. This is just based on my observations, based on what I think. So the first thing I noticed was, there weren't that many Asians at this K-pop audition. There were more, it was very diverse, I'll say, but there weren't that many Asians. I'm pretty sure out of the 10 people in my group, only 3 people, including me, were Asian. And well, I was pretty sure that we were all Korean. The little girl in front of me, she was Korean. And this other girl behind me, somewhere behind me, she was also Korean because she was talking on the phone in Korean. Since I was able to see the huge line of people, there weren't that many Asians or Koreans. Not that there's anything wrong with them not being Asian, but like this is a Korean company seeking for potential K-pop stars, K-pop idols. So it kind of made me think that like maybe this Plus Global Audition was more intended to be a way to promote that they were debuting a girl group in a couple of years, rather than their sole purpose being to seek for talent for trainees. But of course, while holding these auditions, if they found someone with potential that they like, they would have chosen them to sign the contract. But I don't think that was their main purpose to holding these global auditions. And another reason that I felt this was because this was very short. The Plus Global Auditions, it was all within a month. They went to 16 cities all over the world with at least thousands of people each day. It was just kind of off because usually like they'll take time to evaluate every applicant from each city. Like SM, whenever they do global auditions, they do it within all a year, and they go to a city like each month, and they hold the auditions over a couple of days. But for Plus, it kind of seemed like they were like cramming everyone in, especially considering the fact that I was there at 3 p.m. and they started at like 12, and I was the 719th person to enter. And when I came out of the venue, there were still hundreds of girls waiting outside. So it kind of made me think that maybe their main intention wasn't to seek for talent, but to promote. That's just what I think. It's up to you guys if you guys want to jump on my theory. Share some of your thoughts. I kind of want to know. I'm still not too sure about this, but that's just what I've been getting. That's just the vibes that I've been getting. Alright, now I'm going to share some of my tips. I've done many auditions. Well, not many. I've done like 3 in-person auditions. My tips for global auditions are kind of different. For global auditions, like I said, there's thousands of people a day, so judges are tired. They're tired, especially if you're the 719th one. So they're tired because they've been watching people dance or sing all day. So you have like less than 30 seconds to show what you've got. If you don't stick out and they don't like it, you don't stand a chance against like thousands of people. So there's 3 things. There's confidence, going all out, and eyes on the camera. If you're not confident about the piece that you're performing in front of the judges will know, everyone will know, and it really makes a difference to your piece. If you have confidence, it can make your piece look 100 times more better. So confidence is really important. And also another thing that kind of relates to the eyes on the camera is that if you're looking at the ground while dancing or singing, it shows that you don't have confidence. So you want to look at the camera, because like the camera is like what they're doing, like the camera testing to see how you look on camera. And sometimes I think they also do these camera tests to like send them to Korea to evaluate. But for Plus Global Auditions, I don't know if they did that because of what I said earlier about my thoughts on the auditions. But again, up to you guys. Share your thoughts. And going all out. You have less than 30 seconds to show what you've got. So go all out. You won't see any of these people again. It's like the only time you'll ever see them. So go all out. No one will care. If you embarrass yourself, you won't see any of these people again. So it'll be fine. So those are like my basic tips for the global auditions. I have more stories that I can share about K-pop auditions and tips as well. If you guys want if you guys want to hear some of that, I can definitely share. I notice in a lot of K-pop audition experience videos, people don't show what they auditioned with. So I'll try to put them up, or maybe I already did. It depends on how I'm gonna edit. And I think that is where I'm going to end my video. That's where I'm gonna end today's video, and I'll be back again next week with another video. And please leave some suggestions on what kind of videos that you guys want. And I'll see you again next week.
What's there to say? There's nothing but space in between you and I. It's okay that we change.